Hey, we are the Lab Doctors. I'm Amanda.
I'm Dorothy.
And I'm Zhao Yong.
We are biomedical researchers who realized we still have a lot to learn about science.
So why not join us on this quest?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Lab Doctors podcast. So this week we're going to be talking about...
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us, like
Yeah,
when we're
that's what
dying.
No,
it's a TV show.
No, it's
Huh?
a video game that became a TV show.
Okay.
Wait, does it talk about the last few people on Earth?
So I guess I'll go into my first question. What is The Last of Us?
Can we...
You want to
wanna
guess
Yeah,
what
sure.
The Last of Us is?
I don't know, Dorothy already guessed.
Yeah, I guess. Let Amanda guess.
Amanda knows what The Last
do
of
know.
Us is.
Not because I'm a gamer, but Chong has given me the spark notes on the video game before the TV show came out, and now I keep seeing snippets of the TV show in my zeitgeist,
Your
I
feed?
guess.
Your social media feed.
Yes.
Okay, so what is The Last of Us? Well, it started as a post-zombie apocalyptic game series, because now there's two, I guess. It is now also a HBO episodic series that features a fungal pandemic caused by a mutated version of the Cordyceps fungus. So this mutant fungus turns humans into zombie-like creatures.
Isn't Cordyceps the TCM,
Oh.
traditional Chinese medicine, worm-like thingy?
Fungus?
Oh.
So, next, are Cordyceps real and can they infect humans? Do you want to take a guess or should I just go
They are
into it?
real, but I don't know if they can infect humans.
I mean, yeah, they are real. They are appearing in the soups.
Well, this is for audience people who don't know if Cordyceps are real, I guess. But yes, Cordyceps or Cordyceps unilateralis is indeed a real fungus that parasitizes the brains of ants or spiders.
Oh, shoot.
I thought you were going to say our brains. Wait, so can it move? It's a fungus, what? It's...
So, the spores of the Cordyceps invade and grow in the host.
Oh.
Yeah. Seizing control of the mind and motor functions by secreting mind-altering neurochemicals. So ultimately, the Cordyceps invasion causes erratic behaviors and spurs the insect to seek a higher location, which is where there's more sunlight, more warmth, creating the prime reproductive conditions required for the fungus to spread and grow. So
Damn, is this guy like a biologist?
who's this guy?
The writer?
Yeah, of the show. Of the
game.
Actually,
yeah,
I have
the
no
game.
idea. I don't think so. But
Interesting. But
probably
I mean, like, they probably did their research.
Yeah.
well
I'm
researched.
very impressed.
Yeah. So upon the insect's demise, a fungal growth bursts from the host's head, releasing spores that will claim their next target. And so for ants, like usually they would climb trees or whatever near the nest. So when the spores come out, it will infect like the rest of the ants there. Yeah, it's crazy. And in case you think mind control sounds a bit far-fetched, like how the heck does a fungus secrete neurochemicals? Remember that humans actually ingest mushrooms for their hallucinogenic properties. So why is it even hallucinogenic in the first place? Because it alters the mind. So yeah, it is possible for fungi to alter brain and mind function, which is why it's not really that far-fetched that like the mutant Cordyceps somehow is able to infect humans that will become zombie-like creatures that would climb trees and then release spores.
But
Close to other human beings.
Yeah.
do we know like if these Cordyceps spores actually affect human brains currently?
Aha. So fortunately, according to Dr. Scott Roberts, an assistant professor of medicine at Yale, there's no need to begin doomsday prepping. Like not this particular doomsday, I guess.
There should only be one doomsday. What do you
so
mean?
many.
There's so many things that could...
Global warming, nuclear war.
But I mean,
Pandemics.
ultimately,
I mean, hello, we just survived like...
Just not the zombie apocalypse just yet.
Yeah. Maybe I want this zombie apocalypse too.
Do you?
it's so scary.
I mean, like, I would be the
So I'm
first
part
to go.
of the problem.
I would be the first to volunteer to be a zombie.
No, I wouldn't volunteer, but I just like...
Oh no,
By
but-
virtue of me being me, I think I would die first.
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
because.
Like, I mean, like, if I see a zombie, I'll be like, yeah, bite me, or like, just eat me, or whatever.
Yeah, the anxiety of having to survive.
Yeah.
Nah.
I watch the zombie shows and I'm like, I think the scary part is getting
The hiding.
the hiding and stuff.
yeah.
So it's like once you become a zombie, you're like,
So
"Whew,
you're free.
just need to get past that stage.
But like in The Last of Us, apparently it's quite sad because like even when the fungus invades the ants, it's still conscious.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's actually being controlled to do things it doesn't want to do. It's quite scary. Either way, it's not needed because the jump from infecting insects to people is highly implausible.
Yay!
Furthermore, even cordyceps infections are highly species specific, meaning that even if they are capable of infecting one species of ants, it is unlikely that they can infect other species. So yeah, there are also millions of fungal and mold species in nature that cannot infect humans. So when we go into nature, in fact, we are inhaling approximately thousands of fungal spores. Yeah. Most of the time, this is a non-issue in healthy people because of our functioning immune systems and our body temperatures. So most fungal species cannot grow above 37 degrees Celsius, which is, most of our average body temperatures, or like 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is why some mycologists or fungal experts believe that warm-blooded animals evolved to have body temperatures because of like fungus.
Oh.
Yeah. So are we done with the episode?
No. I mean, we can be. I don't know. It's your episode.
Okay, so Roberts did, however, caution that fungi and fungal infections are still a real and concerning danger to humans. And in fact, this risk is on the rise. So the question is, why? Why?
Why? Is it because like we are becoming more and more civilized, we are less exposed to the nature and therefore like
our immune systems are less
equipped for it when we experience it?
Potentially. I mean, again, I don't know like what they mean by like nature. It doesn't mean like if I walk onto the grass, there are like millions of spores that I'm smelling.
Or like do I really need to go to a nature park?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not too sure about that, but like that sounds legit to me, but I don't know.
I don't know.
And I think they always are mutating the fungi.
Well, that's the thing, because fungi are more closely related to us. They are, in fact, eukaryotes. Compared to virus and bacteria, right, their genomes can mutate a lot faster, whereas for fungi, apparently it's not as much.
Oh.
Does it have something to do with temperature?
Yes.
Like either our temperature, I feel like it's not our core temperature decreasing. So I would say like fungi's heat tolerance increasing.
Why?
Global warming.
Exactly. So as a researcher, I'm quite impressed with the science discussed in episode 1 of The Last of Us, like HBO series.
Stop making me want to watch this show.
Spoiler alert. As in like, I mean, it is kind of a spoiler, so you can skip this part if you want, because this is just me like praising the science of the show. But it's just like the opening scene and it has like almost nothing to do with the rest of the series. Or, I mean, I guess it explains the science, but
it's
like
expository.
Yeah, it's not really what the show is about. So it was a scene where scientists were on like some talk show and they were discussing pandemics and which microbes have the worst pandemic potential.
Mm-hmm.
So the fungal expert was saying that fungal infections may not be a large-scale issue at that point because of our immune systems and our body temperature, blah, blah, blah. But what if global temperatures start to rise? Then there will be a selective pressure towards fungi that can survive higher temperatures. And I don't know about y'all, but when I listen to like Hollywood science, I like Hollywood biology, sometimes I get very triggered because like this is not well researched at all. Don't get me started on Black Panther and like Shuri trying to figure out like the DNA of like the heart shape using her brother's DNA, and I'm like, oh, what? Plant and human DNA is the same now? Anyway.
Can skip that part as well.
But as I watch this fictional mycologist like talk about this fungus that like is capable of infecting humans now because of climate change, I was legitimately scared because I'm like, no, scientifically that makes sense to me. And so I'm like, wow, TV shows.
But we can always take a fever-inducing medicine.
To make it higher.
Yeah, so then they will die and they will take another 100 over more years to mutate to reach until we can
antibiotic resistance. I mean, like, are we not more scared of this? I'm irrationally afraid.
We're talking about fungi today. Anti-fungi medicine.
So, in fact, actually, there are quite a few risks that this Dr. Scott Roberts highlighted. But today, I kind of want to just focus on climate change and rising ambient temperatures. But the other adaptations includes the use of antibiotics and like global aging populations. But in short, antibiotics decimate bacteria present in our bodies. This includes the good bacteria and would provide figurative space for fungal infections to grow. The next one is an aging population. So in general, like the global populace is aging. there would be a shift towards like a weakened immune profile of humans in general. And if your immune system is not capable of eliminating it completely, then more and more fungus with resistance to our immune systems would result. So, I mean, how does rising ambient temperatures lead to heat-adapted fungi? In short, adaptation and evolution. A longer explanation involves a recent study by Gooser et al. That discusses the impact of heat stress on genetic changes in environmental fungi. So the study specifically looks at the human fungal pathogen, Cryptococcus, and it found that it has a heat stress stimulated transposon. So do you all know what transposons are?
No idea.
Really?
Something that is transposed. Does it have to do with exons and introns?
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
They are specific sequences of DNA that upon a stimulus can change its position within the genome, potentially creating or reversing mutations within a cell.
Damn.
So the study found that transposons in Cryptococci are heat stress stimulated, meaning that the fungus is capable of undergoing rapid mutations during heat stress, allowing for heat-adapted variants to emerge. So it's not that these transposons know exactly where to go to create mutations that allow the fungus to survive in heat environments. It's just with enough, mutations, randomly a mutation that allows it to survive in heat would result. And this is not just like one cell, this would probably be like many cells. So it's important to note that the transposons typically do not have target sites, meaning that movement is random. I already said that, which is what these researchers observed. Furthermore, the study also found that multiple transposons moved in the genomes of Cryptococci recovered from infected mice, providing evidence that transposons could move during an active infection, but it also meant that adaptation during infection is possible. Overall, the study suggests that heat stress-induced transposon mobilization plays a significant role in the evolution of fungi in response to changing environmental conditions. So it's a lot more real than we think.
How is this not plausible doomsday? That's not what you said at the beginning.
I said zombie apocalypse. I didn't say fungal pandemic.
The fungal pandemic is causing the zombie apocalypse.
In this particular type, it's the Cordyceps fungus, but now we're talking about Cryptococci and Candida auris.
Yeah.
Fine.
Still away, a bit more further away from doomsday.
Well, not from doomsday. We're still having a fungal pandemic.
It's
but
okay,
a bit
what
more
happened in our
away.
generation is fine.
That's what you think. I feel like, I don't know. I hope all these people who study these fungi and like purposely put it to heat stress, right, are like really safe and really like proper about...
if not, it'll be bioterrorism.
Yeah. Okay. So, and this is just one example of fungal adaptation. There are other methods in which the mutations can occur as well. So transposons is only one particular element. In fact, relatively new fungus, first identified in 2009 called Candida auris, which is a type of yeast, has been shown to thrive at higher temperatures.
Also, you can use it to bake.
Not that type of yeast, different types of yeast. It was also shown to be the first fungus which is capable of transmission between humans. Yeah, which has led to outbreaks across healthcare facilities and nursing homes. It has also been shown to be multi-drug resistant, which means that there are very little options for treatment. And this is generally a problem for most fungus-based infections because fungi are, like I mentioned before, evolutionarily a lot closer to humans than, like, let's say, viruses and bacteria. This means that drug development is also harder because these drugs may also target human cells.
Bye, everyone.
That's it. For healthy people, Candida auris is not a cause for concern. However, in those who are immunocompromised, it can be very deadly.
This Candida auris is, how does it transmit from human?
Human to human. So it's liquid surfaces, so on and so forth.
Because it just sounds like oral stuff. Oh, it can spread in healthcare settings by direct contact.
Oh my god. No, like direct contact means like you need to touch these surfaces that have the
Yeah, but
yeast,
it's like so easy.
I think it's quite like what you say about like antibiotics creating the space for fungus to infect. I think that's very normal. I can't remember how many episodes ago this was, but then we were talking about how like you are more susceptible to yeast infections after a course of antibiotics.
Yes.
So like maybe day to day you touch these surfaces, it won't be transmitted to you. But if you are immunocompromised or like you just took antibiotics, then I think you are more susceptible.
Yeah. So ultimately, a zombie apocalypse due to cordyceps likely? Probably not, because I mean, in general, ants and spiders are kind of simpler than humans. The amount of neurochemicals that you need to control it, probably less. I don't know. I'm not an entomologist.
Don't say entomologist. Entomologist means something else, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a study of insects, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant like ant.
ENT.
ENT. But what is accurate is the science behind it. While fungal infections may not be a pressing threat at the moment, rising global temperatures could create a selective pressure that favors heat-adapted fungi capable of surviving body temperatures. So this highlights the importance of ongoing research into heat-adapted fungi and other potential climate-related health threats, and also climate change. And give us more money for research, damn it. And that's where I want to end this episode. Do you have anything else?
No, I'm just thinking whether I should drink the cordyceps soup now. Because every time I look at the cordyceps soup, I'm very disturbed by the cordyceps. They look so ugly.
Speaking of cordyceps soup, actually, I don't know if that worm-like thing, I don't know if that's the cordyceps itself or it's the worm that was infected by the cordyceps.
Why am I eating the worm?
I think it's the worm, if
wait,
I'm not
wait,
wrong.
wait. Okay, I better Google this.
I'm very disillusioned. Sorry, I can't contribute much. There's so many things running through my mind. Like, I don't know who we should be funding. Should we be funding preventative measures? Should we be reactionary? We have to be reactionary, right? There are pressing issues now. Like,
Yeah. I feel like ultimately...
and now I have to worry about a fungal pandemic.
That's why I feel like ultimately what's important for us is to tackle climate change in a more significant way, because our bodies are built for this environment, for this temperature. But with changing environment, the human species also needs to change, because other things are honestly changing evolutionarily, mutationally, genomically speaking, faster than humans.
A side note, I do really want to watch The Last of Us, but
It is a very good show. Not for the zombie aspects, but
so I've heard, like,
yeah,
weirdly the
relationship-wise.
human aspects, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
So, are cordyceps?
I was very disturbed. I was very confused when I Googled it, because
Wait,
it's
so-
like they put the
Quotes?
quotes and then they were like winter worm or something. And I'm like, it's a worm. I'm eating a worm. But then I read on and it's like, no, it's a fungi that looks like a worm.
Oh, so it's not?
But are these the ones that have the spores? Oh, okay. What are cordyceps spores?
So the cordyceps that we eat isn't the infected worm. It just looks like a worm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because I would
better
be
with that.
traumatized if I was eating a worm.
So yeah.
Good science. Good movie backed up by science.
Yeah. A TV show.
That's based on a video game. Okay.
Yeah, for once.
Who are the showrunner?
No idea, I can't remember.
Okay, cool. Anyway.
So are they the fun guys?
And
Are they fun? Because it's a game.
Oh my God, I don't think the show is fun at all. I foresee myself crying in like
the show is
every other episode.
like, if you want to be intrigued into like watching this show, the writer of this, I guess, series, like he wrote this story out after having his first child.
What? Why?
Exactly. Why? Watch the show and you'll figure out, I guess. But in either case, as usual, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Spotify. A like and a comment would really help us out.
You can also follow us on our social media, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, and feel free to DM us any questions.
Alternatively, you can email us at thelabdoctors@gmail.com. We'll post the links in the episode description so you can check that out if you're interested. Thank you.
Bye.